everyone, it's Missy, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet the birch scallops edging around a blanket. And the first thing, of course, you're going to need is a blanket. I picked these up at Menards during their Black Friday event simply because they're a good size and they already come with the blanket stitch along the edge, and this is what you're going to use as your base to crochet in. Now, you can make your own fleece blankets. Just take fleece fabric, and then either by hand or with a machine you can do the blanket stitch around the edge. And this is a 50-inch by 60-inch blanket, or if you're into metric, 127 centimeters by 152.4 centimeters. And of course this is 100% polyester. And also Menards, they come in a lot of different colors and patterns each year, so these are just something that I just like to pick up. I use worsted weight yarn when I'm doing my edging. And I typically use the Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and this is a medium weight, number 4. If you are into DK weight, that would be a little bit smaller. It's like in between a sport weight for us and a medium weight, so in between a 3 and a 4. DK would work with this pattern if you wanted to use that. And then I just choose the crochet hook that is recommended by the manufacturer of the yarn. In this case, they're saying that I should use an I9, which is what I have, and that is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. To get started, I'm just going to take the fleece blanket out of the packaging and show you how to set up your stitches. Okay, so I have the blanket out of its packaging, and then I want to have the right side facing me. The wrong side is going to be where you see the V's in your stitch. This is the right side. And then I like to start on the corner. With this blanket, it has a nice rounded corner, but if I ever have to increase my stitches to get to the correct multiple, I want to do it on a corner versus on a side. And in this case, the pattern, you want to have your stitches be in a count of 30 to have the pattern completed. So to get a multiple of 30, I'm going to count my stitches, and if I need to increase, I never decrease, but if you increase, you want to do it in the corners. That's the best place. And usually everything is started with a base of single crochet stitches going all the way around. In the case of this pattern, that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to just make a slip knot, and then it doesn't matter if you get the corner exactly, but I'm just going to start with attach the yarn with a single crochet stitch. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can do a slip stitch and then chain 1 and single crochet, but I just think it looks cleaner if I just do a single crochet stitch at the very beginning, like so. So the yarn tail is going to be up on top. And all I'm going to do is take and single crochet under the threads, like so. So 1 stitch for in between each of these blanket stitches. And I'm just going to do that all the way around, counting, and again, you want to have a multiple of 30. So you could end up, depending on the size of your blanket, you could have anywhere from 300 or 360. Just make sure it's a multiple of 30. So I single crocheted all the way around, and I ended with 480 single crochet stitches, which is a multiple of 30. And luckily I didn't have to increase, but like I said, if you have to increase, please space them out evenly along the corners of your blanket. To finish the round, I'm just going to slip stitch in the first single crochet of the row, and then you are ready to move on. Now you have a choice. Because this yarn matches so closely with the fabric, I'm only going to do 1 round of single crochet stitches for this blanket. But if you wanted to, you can make a thicker border by single crocheting 2-3 more rows of single crochet stitches, and that will give you a nice color block. When I have pattern material, I do that so that way I can get more of a border, but it's not going to matter, like I said, because this yarn so closely matches with this one. So to get started with the edging pattern for row 1, you want the right side of your project facing you, and you're going to chain 1, and then you will want to single crochet in that same stitch. Next, you will want to chain 4 stitches. On the previous row, you want to skip 4 stitches and single crochet into the 5th stitch. We're going to do that again. Chain 4, skip 4 stitches, and single crochet into that 5th stitch. Next, we will want to chain 1, skip the next 4 stitches, and now we're going to treble in that 5th stitch. And we are going to treble, or we're going to chain 1, and then treble chain 1 a total of 7 times into that stitch. So by doing this, we're starting to create the fan. Okay, so once we have those 7 treble chain 1 stitches, we're going to skip 4 stitches and single crochet into that 5th stitch. So it should look like this. And then we're going to continue on. We're going to chain 4, skip 4 stitches, and single crochet into the 5th stitch. You're going to do that a total of 3 more times. And once you have finished that, we're back to doing another shell. So we want to chain 1 and do a treble stitch, and, or I should say skip 4 stitches, and then do the treble stitch in that 5th stitch away from that single crochet, and chain 1, and then repeat the treble, chain 1 6 more times in that same stitch. And this is pretty much our pattern for the first round. You will want to do 7 treble, chain 1 stitches, and then you're going to single crochet in, and you're going to skip 4 stitches, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, and again you're always skipping 4 stitches in between each stitch of the foundation row. So as long as you have that pattern, you can continue on, and then at the end, because we started with these 2 chain 4 spaces, you're gonna end with 2 chain 4 stitches. So don't be alarmed if you're like, I don't have enough for 4, because we started with 2. When going around the corners of the blanket, instead of doing 4 chains, I typically do like 5 or 6, just so that way the blanket doesn't pucker. So I'm doing 5 chains to finish. I've reached the beginning of round 1, so I'm just going to slip stitch on the top of my single crochet. For round 2, we're going to chain 1, single crochet in that first stitch. We're going to chain 4, and then single crochet in this next stitch. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to treble in this first stitch over here. We're going to chain 2 and treble in the next treble stitch. And we're going to continue doing that with chain 2 and then treble in each of the treble stitches from round 1. We are then going to skip this single crochet stitch and single crochet in the next stitch. Again, we'll chain 4 and then single crochet in the next stitch, chain 4 again, and single crochet in the next stitch. So, and then we're gonna do another chain 2 and treble in each of the stitches around this next fan. And that's gonna be your repeating pattern. So once you treble in each of these next stitches and chain 2 in between each stitch, then you just go and skip 1 single crochet stitch, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet, chain 2, and then do your next treble single crochet 2 all the way around the fan. And just do this all the way around. And again, a tip is, if once you go around these corners, to keep them from puckering, just make a few extra chain stitches to elongate your pattern, so that way everything lays flat. To finish round 2, after we make our chain 4, we're just going to slip stitch in the first single crochet of the round. And now we're ready to move on to round 3, which is also the final round of the pattern. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into the first stitch. We're going to make a picot, which is chaining 3, and then slip stitching into the first chain stitch. And then we'll finish by single crocheting in that same stitch. Alright, so that's the little picot that was made. Now we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to make a chain 3 picot. So again, chain 3. So these are the first 3 stitches. We leave those alone. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into that third chain from hook. So we have our chain 3 stitches in our picot. Now we're going to make a 3 treble cluster in this first treble stitch from the previous round. So to do that, we're going to yarn over twice, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. You'll have 2 loops remaining on your hook, yarn over twice, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so there should be 3 loops on your hook now. Yarn over twice, go back into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over 2 stitches, yarn over 2 stitches, and now you're going to have 4 loops on your hook. And all you're going to do is yarn over and pull the loop through all 4 of those on your hook, and that's a 3 treble cluster. We're going to chain 3 and make another chain 3 picot. And then we're going to make another 3 treble cluster in the next treble stitch. So we're just going to keep doing that around the fan. So I finished my last 3 treble cluster, so I'm just going to chain 3. And now I'm going to skip this single crochet stitch and single crochet in this stitch. Create a chain 3 picot, and single crochet back into that same stitch. And that's pretty much the pattern. Now you're just going to chain 3 picot and do the 3 treble clusters in each of the previous treble stitches from round 2, and then end with chain 3, single crochet, picot, single crochet, and then start the process all over again. So it's actually quite an easy, quick pattern to do. It's a great edging to add to, like I said, any pre-made garment that you want to personalize. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!